Hi everybody, I'm Grahtles and welcome to a new episode of City Skylines. This is Kyntre Islands and we're just watching the buses. That was what we did the last time, was buses and trams, and they're moving along quite well. And if you don't know what I do and it's your first time here, I do Let's Plays, tutorials, tips, tricks on City Skylines. And if you like what you see, click that like button, subscribe, comment, share. It's all free and it does help me out quite a bit. And today we're going to do some high density and a city park. So we're going to come down over to this area behind the city center and we're going to start building. So let's go ahead and get into this. So the first thing we had to do was kind of map this out because the roads are on a hill. And if you watched my last episode with the highway, I stepped it down with making like a platform for each of the pillars. I do the same thing with the roads here. I kind of smoothed out the whole back of the hill, and then I found a plateau or a platform for the roads to sit on, and then I leveled off that whole road where the road would sit. And this way each road would sit nice and flat and not be wobbly or, distorted by any way. And I continue to do this all the way down to have almost like a step for each road to come on and sit on its own. So we're gonna keep following this through, and I'll catch up to you in a few minutes. So that took quite a while, but it was worth it. So now we're going to just zone in. I'm going to leave a space between these, and I'm also going to do them in different sizes. So this way we have a variety of different buildings coming in, and it'll just look a little bit better with the space in between. If I want to put an alley or a walk through, I can do that as well. And yeah, then we're gonna just move on to the next bit. So now that we have the high density filling in, I'm going to add some walking paths between some of the buildings and also coming up the street and up and over the busy 4-lane where the commercial is. So yeah, we're gonna keep going and I'll see you in a little bit. Next, I add a cemetery to the area and put some walking paths to it. I do end up having to move it down just a little bit, but as long as nobody was in it, I can move it, so it worked out just fine. Next, I'm going to run a few more roads underneath this highway. It does give it that more city look when you have the highway raised above and you have some roads underneath. And I did want to move some things around and just get it spread out a little bit more. We still have services to put in, and I just wanted to play around with the terrain and stuff like that just to see how things would go. And yeah, I really liked the way it came out. This also helps move our citizens from one side of the area to the other without using the highway. So next I moved the trams and buses depot down to this area down here. I thought this was, again, more city-like. We had this stuff kind of growing in down in here, and I ended up putting in a new unique building up in that space. Next I come in, I delete the roads, and I add new roads to refit a grand library. So now it's time to put in the basic services. We need fire, police, medical, schools, you know, all those lovely things. And I decide to go big with these guys. I do expect to expand the area. That was like a tongue twister. And as far as parks go, I do add a few, but you'll see. Now it's time to get started on our city park, and I'd make this really unique. I do something completely different than I've ever done before, and that will be coming up shortly. So here I incorporate a driving range from the leisure and travel in the unique buildings as part of our city park. Next, I adjust each of the roads to make crosswalks in front of the buildings and the entrances to the parks. So this way, where our bus routes are, they can cross the street. The next thing I do is fence in the area where the driving range is to incorporate it into the park, or at least make it look like it's incorporated into the park. Now it's time to add some assets, and because this is on a hill, I had to place these very particularly. It was a little bit of a strategic and planning a little bit on this hill, I had to make the walking paths just so I can make one side level to the ground and the other side will perk up and be off the ground, which is fine because it's the back end of the buildings. So yeah. So this city park is one park, but it's split up into two sections, one where the driving range is, and it's more of a leisure area, probably less children, not playground equipment. You kind of just hang out, you could watch the golfers, and the other side will be more with play equipment and like a family oriented area. Here I just add a few bushes by the edge of the fence here by the driving range, just to hide the fence edge, and just place a couple of little bushes and big bushes around, nothing too crazy. Here you see our park leveled up, but we can't use the piers, we have no water, but we do have the chessboard, so I go ahead and place that. Next I go ahead and change the name to Kyntre Gardens. I thought this was a nice name for this park. It's not a big city park, it's just a nice little garden between the neighborhoods. So here we are again at another end of a fun-filled episode, and I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did making it. It was a lot of fun. I wanted to try something a little different, and in my neighborhood there are driving ranges in our big park. So I thought this would be nice to kind of incorporate in and a little bit different, and you know, we kind of do the same thing in City Skylines, and we kind of got to get creative and unique with stuff, especially on console. We don't have a lot of assets available that are unique like that. We just have what comes in the game. So again, if you like my content, you like to see more, click the like button, subscribe, comment, share, and I think next time we're gonna try to open up another square, terraform this whole area in here, and maybe put in a bit more high density, and maybe even like a little amusement tourism area with monorails. Not really sure, still working that out, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again. Bye.